Welcome everyone here to our Linux basement supporting all the 30 plus architecture and Itanium. Here with our increasingly beloved Linux distribution without all the over 200 million in funding that the Linux Foundation is spending, 96 point some percent not on Linux. Anyway, so don't forget to share, like and subscribe to support maybe Patreon or YouTube membership, all our efforts here. Case in point, 25 years in the making and 5 years live on YouTube. Stuff still fails, my daily bread and butter here. Case in point, beside RISC-V cargo. By the way, do they support 32-bit? Of course, we just skip over that, but we have all of Go to fix, so we will not just somehow touch that wrong. What if I don't know? So we have all of Go to fix. I mentioned that previously, just nobody else is fixing that for me. It might be our changes, but it's also the recurring, the only constant is change and regression. So whatever regress there. The Go, I said this before, the Go architecture configuration names were stupid, like totally non-standard. And maybe they changed them and we adapted it wrong. We will see in a second. So that was RISC-V for also 32-bit RISC-V goodness. Then let's add to the to-do fix. What was it? Cargo, right? Was this? Ah, this was cargo. Fix cargo for RISC-V 32 and x32 that also doesn't build. x32 being the AMD 64 variant with 32-bit pointers. Excuse me. Another day, you know what, with this weather, let's appreciate my probably €9 10-year-old hoodie I brought on Mallorca in some cheap local Spanish store. Nothing like, hey, I can't afford a suit. People don't fund me with 200 million to use macOS on conferences like the Linux Foundation. So another stream, people. Someone asked next live stream with a fancy hat. Here's my hat. Nothing next time with good coffee in this chilly winter times. Go. So let's go. Not all systems go, but all systems Google go. All builds most builds fail with Go. And we want to release a Linux distribution for all our fancy RISC architecture. So IAM logs Go error, and that are some. Let's pick one of all the many failing. You know what? People love the latest and greatest RISC-V business. So RISC-V 64. I mean, you know what? Let's be clever. Let's save some CPU cycles. What's going on here? Go Bootstrap exec format error. That is unfortunate. Go tool dist failed. That is. You had one job. So previously that did build. So do all the builds fail like that? Also last year. So wow. You know what? Let's be clever. Let's tail all of those that probably. No, it doesn't work. You can't tail multiple files. Oh wait, I did this wrong. Sorry, I take this back. I sure hope you can tail multiple files. Of course you can tail multiple files. Let's increase this. This is tail 20. No, okay, and 20. Okay, so there are indeed, because I was just wondering, so they really broke. So most cross builds fail. Are we even most cross? Oh no, there's also unknown. So they fail differently. We have here IA-64. So ARch is a stupid name. I think previously they had. I mean, sorry, there is so much stupidity. ARch is a stupid ARM TM registered trademark don't sue us, it's ARMS limited. I need to be careful because ARM, like Lego, sues everyone and the friends. Recently they started to sue some German ARM reverse engineering for publishing, God forbid, a ARM reverse engineering and instruction set architectures details book. So don't delay, no, not do delay, don't sue us today. It's ARM's own incorporated registered trademark stupid name for what otherwise should be ARM64 but is ARch. Like why would you name some stuff ARM64 when you can name it ARch64? Ah, you know what? Because ARM is trademark limited. That's probably the reason. Anyway, okay, so we have multiple failures here. That's unfortunate. That's unfortunate and a recurring theme. This other stuff at least. Hey, but you know what? Itanium builds. Not that Go would support, you know, Go probably will. Probably that is not Itanium emulator written from scratch in Go? What? Only live on this channel you discover you can't make this stuff up. A new Itanium emulator. Wow. I need to share now this code. Amazing. I didn't expect that when I googled Go Itanium. Anyway, we could, the funny, okay, the question is, did it build previously? There's our Itanium Discord. Oh, that is also, I copy and pasted this wrong. I hate, oh, they don't have released yet. The question is, does it work already? Or is it still such a prototype that it doesn't even work? Welcome everyone, busy again. And now probably comment there now, officially a hacker, probably. Due to hat or hoodie. You know what? You can also support us purchasing our YouTube merchandise, not produced by us, external YouTube affiliate stuff, but our logo. T2 hoodies, only constants changes hoodies, T2 color logo or other stuff down in the YouTube description below. I wonder if, you know what, let's, oh, this also failed, cool. I mean, I skip over that because this is only 32-bit, right? The other stuff works, 64-bit works. So that is only, I will fix this later, right? Don't delay, share, like, subscribe, Patreon today. We will fix this soon. I fixed it for big-endian, I fixed and patch. I fixed it for Spark version 9 and stuff. But there is a limit, right? I mean, there is a limit of I don't have 200 and, let me check the high number. I don't have 403 million like the Linux Foundation. So, I mean, you would think they would fix it for us, but no, they finance other shenanigans. The question is, did it build previously? And what is it building here? So unknown GoArch 3 i386. So maybe they GoArch i3. Maybe they renamed this. At least Notec said they renamed it. I think at least as far as I remember. How do they name their? Wait, that is not that. Did they? Ah, they have 386 not I. What do we have? Uh, 86. Ah, okay. So Notec had rewritten that. probably, so some assumptions here are probably not holding. So we translate the x86 to AMD64. Otherwise, Arch to uname, which, so we have, what uname do we have? But that is also not, so that is, the question is MIPS cell, MIPS P, oh, this name also, like totally non-standard naming. Maybe they didn't rename it after all and just this. What do we even try to configure here? I mean, beside ARch. Okay, so apparently the whole cleanup here breaks more things than it fixes. The question is then also, where is here? Okay, let's log only the conf. Okay, so because I had here some fixed, go to build MIPS cell and stuff, and then this was reworked. And this rework included all of this. It's like here. This is also like really Go's fault for using really stupid names here. Why not huge 30 years open source community standardized Arch triplets, right? When you can make your own shit names up. I think unfortunately I have to revert that. And so so we have here. This is just so I probably need to revert both. And the best thing is also to, so currently we don't have changes here. Oh, I had that. Only do not cross tool chain. Yeah, as it breaks more than. And so then the other thing is, this was this one, right? So reverse merge that. And that. And I had here somewhere some cleanups, but maybe they were only from the refactored stuff. So that is reverting this rework, which might break. I mean, I actually could, you know what would be more clever as we test this now anyway. Why delay? I mean, we're not like the Linux Foundation. We put our hard-earned money and invest our promised millions to be invested. Previous video, investing more in Linux than the Linux Foundation. There should be 3.4 or so %. Maybe we only like, how about we only revert this translation function? Comment there, shit name seems to be an open source disease. Well, I would say also, I mean, given that ARM, limited, trademark, registered, copyright and stuff, named their own stuff IA-64 and then retrospectively renamed their 32-bit stuff IA-32 even in some documents. Nah, and given that I would say, I mean, also, I mean, it's I mean, open source has it mostly under control, right? And then came Google. I mean, I would say open source, maybe like more corporate Google and old Unix had there of Google's Go language fame, but commenting further, even open source legend project like Blender, for example, Blender, what the heck, Go with 3D modeling and what else? Okay, I mean, that is another thing, but yeah, I agree, that I totally agree. So many modern open source things, not only Rust modules, but so much GNOME and maybe even KDE and stuff, like modern open source project names, like totally random shit names that either I often can't even pronounce, nor have anything to do with whatever the tea time remindering widget is, or sorry. Okay, yeah. So so we reverted that. Let's make a copy of that. I mean, I could have just svn-catted an old revision, but nah, let's copy that to. I usually use X or svn. Revert that and go conf. Let's here translate arch. So that is the old thing that probably arch endian. So that has probably the old mapping that mostly worked. Then let's implant that here. So go arch here. So what does it have here in arch target? Does this use target elsewhere? Oh no, it's just echoing that. It should have local target though, but anyway, so this is only working on arch. Let's see. Names and theirs. Local arch endian and stuff. So let's see. This is arch. Oh, this is actually Go arch. Shit, this has a calling convention of. Nah. Go arch. Okay, this is only doing that once. So why was it previously so much to where would endianness come oh, this is just using big-endian. Okay, let's do that again. So arch, endian, target arch. Okay, so arch, I mean, we could also rework that, but so arch is arch, endian is probably big-endian, whatever they did previously here. Arch big-endian. Okay, endian is, okay, let's maybe refactor that a little bit. So what else do we have here? So then let's maybe make this a little bit more standard. We have, if we have already arch, let's use arch here. Why have another arch? Do they need a backup of LongArch target? What the heck is that doing? Target arch arch? What? What even does that do? Not entirely. Arch. Very theoretically, this could also directly echo that, so then we wouldn't need to resign it, but whatever. So arch big-endian. So then let's do here arch big-endian target arch. Okay, so Oh, this is strangely indented. So arch big-endian. So this is because this nonsense is because some use LE for little endian and others use endian as little, but that was also a stupid historic naming for MIPS cell. I believe some companies and developers did that probably 20 years ago or 30 years ago. So that MIPS, I mean, that MIPSel sounds like maybe that you can pronounce MIPSel, right? It's MIPS, endian is little. Otherwise it would sound a little bit Schwäbisch for MIPSle, if it wouldn't, a little bit German. Maybe we should start a comedian career. MIPSle, huh? Did you eat all your MIPSle today? Not to mix with your Spätzle. So, MIPSel, and then ARM was ARM BE or so, for ARM big-endian or whatever. So that is why, so this is, it's like BE, EB, it's like, So anyway, so BE, EB, so it's big-endian, endian is big, it's like, Anyway, I didn't make this shit up, it is what it is. So, let's maybe use tabs here. Does it look a little bit better? Maybe. Or let's touch this, all of this. So this is also, I mean, this arch, we don't have both, right? So if we only use our arch, that is x86-64. So, there is some superfluous clothing stuff, and does that make more sense than what we had previously? So what does it change now? Wow, it changes all of it. Fun. Okay, previously this had here only ARM and MIPS, so okay, let's double check one last time if so because here we have target arch. What did it use? Just target. Local target. So this also fixes 386 among other things, but I mean, maybe it is kind of pointless. Maybe there is more broken of bootstrapping it wrong, as I have the suspicion that will not fix all of, by the way, how many? 20 threads. Super H breaks GCC. Why did this not build the other day? Cannot find. Cool. Shit, we just built this the other day. That's unfortunate. Okay, that is probably for another video. Let's see what happens if we continue the MIPS build now. Does this, but I believe, so that was not, so this does not yet work on Go Arch. Then let's name it Go Arch. And alright, so this is also wrong here. This is why this didn't match. This is overwritten, so that is default. Maybe Go Arch is Arch. Maybe we forgot that, unless we want to default assign it here. Probably it makes sense to use a name that is used inside Go then, or is it GoArch? There is also GoArch, yeah. Okay, how many idiots does it need to rewrite this 100th time to finally work in all? But the only constant is change and regressions, and the only substitute for testing is more testing, right? It simply was not tested enough. As a rule of thumb, build at least one exotic configuration. Ideally, of course, NT2 just build all of them, like we do here. But not everyone has as much funding as the Linux Foundation. Let's see what that does now. Can also for more hacking as people are not. If we switch out off the light, that looks shitty, doesn't it? What one LED light bulb can do. So this still failed. Thank you very much. Probably so. I thought to believe that previously, so all of this work was kind of for nothing. Let's is it this one? Let's revert that again. Okay, let's build this original and see if it is a a new Go version regression or this refactoring regression. Lovely winter times. Go tool dist failed. What the heck? No, this is apparently this. I'm pretty sure this is not freaking. I was under the impression that cross-build as recently as September. Is this a 121 breakage or? This one breaks in unknown GoArch MIPS, so you can't mix this shit up. Wait, it's using MIPSle? Was it not just... It's MIPSle! Ah! It was MIPSle since forever! Every other version breaks here differently. This is ridiculous. Or did they change it? Okay, that built longer. If this builds, I will anyway, or call it to Which build is that? Risk 5 is 2 fails. How does this fail in 2023 for this increasingly successful and beloved? Oh, so, oops, so this indeed build. So then, this should be the Go update, right? Oh, we don't see this. Because this is just increasing the version number. Let's see if that still builds for... Oh, this has 0 in there. Oh shit, this just built 0. Oh shit, we tested that wrong. Yeah, that is why it is expensive. This is why it's forbiddingly expensive to develop a Linux distribution. Shit, now I have their custom compiled Go compiler in the tool change stage. That is unfortunate for testing. New comment there, using Arch. Can you please name the terminal font you're using? Thanks in advance. Yep, that is a commercial font Comic Code. There is a free, I believe, Comic Sans. Comic Sans? Comic Mono? I don't know, whatever. Okay, this anyway builds. Okay, but yeah, it is worth the... I mean, like myself wanting to get paid by your share, like subscribe, Patreon, and YouTube memberships. Just like if you're a commercial font designer, obviously you need to feed your family from something, right? Nothing wrong with commercially licensing a gorgeous font. Okay, so this surprisingly builds. Then let's SVN up that, and let's see if that still builds. Fingers crossed. I mean, the Go developers would not break their cross Bootstrap that significantly, would? No, they would. Cool. Surely they wouldn't break it, except when they do. Cool. Thanks, Google. Thanks for nothing. I mean, I don't even like Go, but some other people do. So it is official. They apparently broke their exec format error. So they broke their Bootstrap, at least the way we used to bootstrap it. That's unfortunate. Then the question is, if that is already broken, what if we copy over our improved version and revert Go to 125? And see if that still builds. People love the videos and want to like them. That is amazing. So far so good. If it already starts to build longer than some seconds, it always is a good sign. So maybe then the refactoring is not fully to blame or not at all to blame. Maybe it's only then the Go upstream developers. Just need to watch its latest. Okay, that actually freaking builds TM. Then let's do what only we do, like let's do what all developers should do, but obviously nobody at Google or the Linux Foundation ever does, especially those using a Mac and Tosh. And internal build freaking all with, do we? I need to check. I need to learn my own build all if we... probably this has to sleep. So freaking build all without a sleep delay, or like maybe just 5 seconds. Parallel 20 of my 32 threads, and then all of cross-compiled Go. Oh wait. And of course with my nice. Oh wait, this is wrong. Because this arc needs to be last. So that will schedule recompiling Go for all architectures, just like any sane developer would do, should do, but too few people do. Not to disturb this visualization. Oops, let me just find my free terminal. Because if I use the same, then this disturbs the Tmax multiplexing here. So let's just epic thread rip through that and be another step closer to finally release it. And that's the kind of stuff. Even the last time I test built everything in October or even November, like nearly everything built except Go, right? Like 1 month later, like you would hope somebody finally fixes Go for me, but like obviously 2023, you can't release a Linux distribution without not only your primary compiler. Previously, like for decades, we only built GCC of the GNU compiler collection, but now we need more compiler collection. LLVM, Clang, Rust, Cargo, and then if you have Zignim, Swift. Did I mention Go? So I only used a tiny little bit. I didn't use all threads. I could actually kind of sort of nearly use all. So I used a tiny staging delay of, what was it, 4 or 5 seconds. I'm surprisingly, I expected more load of. Could actually build it without staging delay. But I mean, yeah, you never know before you run all this highly inefficient code how much embarrassingly parallel load there will be. Yeah, beauty. More comments every day that I need to start coding. I search for your YouTube channel and feel inspired. Happy to hear that. I hope you enjoy and learn something, especially like how to test your unsuccessful tiny little hobby language that nobody really wants to use there at Google. That would be really nice if you test your bootstrapping stuff. I mean, to be fair, maybe they have it in their README. Maybe it's like, yeah, I mean, how many people actually bootstrap Go? I mean, Google and us, and maybe some handful of Linux distributions. All the other copy it from Red Hat. It's a clone of forking another RPM distribution. Yeah, maybe they have it in the README. Maybe maybe I should actually read the Go README. Go README. I think I checked earlier that 121 stuff. Imagine we would have so many millions of sponsors like Go, and you know what? I think I need to invent a better computer language. I think if one thing we don't have more than enough, then Linux distributions and computer languages are more like all, like C sucks, Rust sucks, Go sucks, Swift, Nimvig and stuff. Surely we need another computer language, and maybe then companies like Netflix and Riot Games and Salesforce sponsor us too. Anyway, download there, download, v6, Linux, yada yada, 121.4. Yeah, do they have big announcements here somewhere? Why Go? Do they have here any news? Yeah, 2023, instead of news, they have It's like, why do you need news when you can just look in all the nice company logos here? View all stories. You know what? I guess our T2 Linux distribution needs more sponsors and stories. Don't forget, send your stories and company sponsorship logos today. Where would be? You know what? I think also just like that we thread rip through that. Let's see how many build. Let's see build. All of that var. I might have overbuilt them with manually forcing this like I did. It might have tried to build some architectures where it's disabled, like AVR32 or Itanium, which obviously naturally don't have any Go support. Var ADM logs to go there, and then only LongArch failed. Cool. LongArch I believe I built with my fixed yeah, I built with my fixed thing, and we had there some strange LongArch substitution. Alright, they didn't want LongArch. I think they had that without 64 for some reason, maybe. Or wait, or where was this table? Just long. Okay, how did this previously? I remember I edited the substitution. It didn't instantly make sense. Was it even in there? No, it anyway wasn't in there anymore. So either we hard coded. KL LM. All right, it is both. We need we need LongArch. We need to that is why the substitution looked so strange. I now remember it. My brain compensated my error correction, probably compensated for the missing $sign, because it was substitute arch to arch, so it substituted arch out of LongArch to leave just long there, and so it didn't make sense to my brain, probably because the error correction my brain substituted the $sign in there that was actually not in there. But anyway, it was not in there anyway, so we need to restore it. It was not in the latest revision of that. So arch in substitute arch. So it was here like arch long and substitute the arch out of. I mean the naming, right? The naming. Oh. The naming. So theoretically, as we substitute arch stuff around here, we could even then do if everything else go arch equals arch and remove that here just because. And I mean, theoretically, we don't even, as we completely rework that here anyway, you know, let's output that directly. It's even shorter. Oops. No point of assigning stuff, just. Yeah, let's try LongArch. That our Chinese French have a proper operating system for the increasingly IPC competitive state-of-the-art silicon. Not only so people don't love the choice of we didn't. Also syntax error, cool. Why don't you like the font? I actually, it started as a joke, But I have to say I like it because if you stare the whole day at code, like initially I only purchased it like 2 years ago or so, just like as YouTube trolling of I only see bugs and bad code, at least the comic code font needs to improve my mood while staring at so much broken shit. But I instantly fell in love with it because the font designer is right, whatever his wording is, that it is an extremely extremely recognizable unique characters that with my extensive daily code testing here, day and night, 24/7 and stuff, not only 9 to 5, but 24/7, 365 days of the year. I have to agree with the font designer. It is extremely readable, especially if you, like even overreading, like just case in point, overreading the dollar sign. But but yeah, leave me in the comments below. Why do you not agree and stuff? So as we are professionals and I just touched that, let's rebuild all of it. Also, we can actually already touch here this M4 stuff or whatever failed here. Who needs M4 anyway? Let's rebuild all of it because I just... So yeah, and then the only thing is missing. So then we have... So what did we... Oops. Ah, no, I messed with it. This is actually what I had here. Second execution. And people are happy that they finally tuned in live. Happy to hear that. What even is... Okay, so this is the new improved Bootstrap, just with the old version. So that is obviously more minimal, further cleaning up this. It's like, yeah, 2023, the 5th time cleaning up this bloody totally broken and shitty named architecture selection stuff. It is ridiculous. Just because people can't even... Yeah, 2023, people can't agree on an operating system kernel because they all suck, but people can also not agree on the language, like C, C++, D, C#, F, Go, Rust, Swift, I don't even know what, Nim, Zig. People can't even agree on the freaking architecture names, right? Which... And Google's Go crazy people even invented new stuff like MIPSle and stuff like, it is MIPSle. It is hilarious. Is even the other thing used now that so here we test building. Not too good, like not to make the same beginner mistake of telling other people to test their shit and then I last minute fat finger clobber some stuff and break it again. Putting my work where my mouth is. And is this other name even used? Oh no, they only have LE here. They don't even have MIPSle, so that is why. But they have BE? Wait, this BE is also not used. Why do we have BE here if it's not used? Oh, we have ARM BE. Hello? Do we have EB? Where was it? Here? think I will rebuild all of it yet again. Where's post1? Why does post1 not work? Ah, because it wasn't a text editing field, probably. BE, so there we have BE. Do we have EB? What did we even have that? I lose overview. Why do we have EB if it is EB even used? Why do we have EB if it isn't used? What a confusing mess. So LE, wait. So here they have, oh no, big, okay, big and little n. So that's not even used for whatever reason we had that here. But that is also not like entirely true, right? So they would theoretically support, wait a second, what is it with our, we have here PowerPC, do they have, they have. I think I rewrite it further. Because so what this means is, so we have that in Arch triplets for non-standard endianness, right? So MIPS is historically big-endian. So if you then have that's just MIPS, and if you then have little endian, then it's MIPSL. Although they named it MIPSle because maybe they are Schwäbisch from South Germany. I don't know what. That they need MIPSle for the Spätzle. And so that is why it's like that's even. I mean, unless because we need that for all. Okay, so I mean for PowerPC. Ah, okay, we could. Okay, so what we really need, actually we also need that for ARM, right? Do we even have ARM here? So they use ARM and ARM64. We don't need to translate it because that is actually the names we use. We don't use this ARch rubbish either. But we need, do they, okay, 64-bit endian is big-endian is ARM is not a thing. Where am I? So they even have that. They support ARM 64 big-endian. I'm not sure if. Wait, but they don't have ARM. Oh no, there they have it. It's just shittily sorted. Who's freaking sorted that? Even the sorting sucks here. Anyway. So basically, we need that for ARM as well, any ARM, substitute that, but I hate this so much. I think I run with mouse equals empty, but it still does it. It's yeah. So JSS. The MIPSL suffix usually, not usually, it stands. That's why I'm talking. I know that, right? I'm only saying, I even explained that it was MIPSL for endianness little and maybe to be nicer pronounced. I know what it stands for. I'm only saying all the naming sucks. They do it in standard and explaining why it is such a mess. So basically, okay, let me think if that is enough. So that would be if it's big, wait, can we actually make it to work like that? So that would be, all right, actually, maybe we can make it work as easily as this. So here we need if it is big-endian, right? So if it's not big-endian, then it's empty. So then this is ARM. Hey, wait a second, is that even, where do they, okay, they put it at the end, thank goodness. Also, is it even standard? Because is it for MIPS? Is it MIPS cell 64 or MIPS 64EL? What a confusing mess. And here this is also completely stupid name. I didn't even implement this. Is anyway, okay. So this is only BE if it's big-endian. So then what else do we have? We have the same for Z. We have LE if it's little-endian. And okay, actually then, because I was thinking maybe this stuff doesn't, like maybe we need a third conditional, but as we selectively use that variable because we use selectively that only one variable. So, okay. Do we have this for any other architecture? I mean, theoretically we would have, but it's of course not supported. I mean, it's funny that they have here AMD. Ah, wait, we actually need that for. We need that too. Should we directly support that while at it? Actually, we should make them local. How many do they have of that? Because theoretically we need that for MIPS and X32. How do you even name that shit variable? Maybe we name it P32. By the way, maybe we need to, or are they clear? Does that clear the variable? Arch. Size of I mean, theoretically we don't need to case that, we only need to if that copy and paste is also so P32, right? I mean, everyone else names it X32, they name it AMD64 P32. It's like, what should I do? Except take more coffee. Get drunk and coffee. So then we need ARM 64. So now we need to differentiate this nonsense also for that. Copy and paste of. I want my last decade copy and paste back. It's ridiculous. Where do they put that? AMD. Okay, they don't support AMD. Wait, is this AMD? Did I copy ARM? Oops. So they have MIPS 64 LE. Okay, so and okay, let's revert that. Let's do that for that. AMD 64P32 and MIPS. Where do they have that? MIPS 64? MIPS 64 P32 LE. I didn't make this shit up, right? It's like, it would be so easy, right? If the Google overpaid Google engineers would simply have used Arch triplets like the rest of the open source and software industry. Like, the right thing would be target Arch 64 T2 Linux GNU and stuff, or X32 instead of i386 and X64_64. No. They need to reinvent. They need to make. They basically reinvent names that nobody freaking else in the whole bloody software industry uses. Like AMD 64P32. Who is doing that? Who is doing that? Certainly not sane people. Wow. So then let's see what happens. X32 to go. And I need coffee. It's painful. Yeah, agree. And it fails for unknown GoArch AMD 64P32. Why? They documented that here. Or is it a GoArch values out of box information to make below? The fullest is based on Golang P32 AMD known arch map. Why does it say unknown GoArch? I mean, it is always possible that they just recently added that. Oh, it says past, present, and future. Okay, let's see what is in there. Maybe they recently added it there. Also, all right, I think, oh no, why is this? It's X32. Didn't save that because it wasn't temperfest. If you build 34, not only 30 but 34 freaking CPU architecture combination, you don't want to destroy your precious SSDs with it, especially with this low quality Google code. Wait, this is, where even freaking is this Go? Why is this in some strange... Oh, maybe this is intentional for bootstrapping, whatever. That is in source Go build this. Source Go build. But it's in there. AMD 64P32. Is there a typo? What the freaking heck is even going on there? AMD 64 Go tool dist. I don't... Am I overreading there? AMD 64? I don't get it. Let's see what happens for MIPS. How do I build MIPS? Config. Config MIPS 64 for my precious Octane. I build with N32 by default. Yeah. Let's see what happens for our precious MIPS 64 when I collect my coffee. Also not. So I added support for their shit and then their shit doesn't work. Is that in their dream or what? In their dream they support it. Oh shit, I roll over cable again. IT company, too many cables. Why is there no wireless power and stuff? Tja, that's unfortunate. I mean, it would be the right thing to do, except it doesn't build now. Cool. Okay, let's build all and see. Oh, you know what? Let's build this more parallel. And what else do we have to do? So that was the main thing to do. We only had, we had some small. Ah, it's already 1 freaking hour. Just bloody go shit. It's like, yeah. While we wait for that heck font, let's take a look. Is that also commercial or is it Adobe? Adobe open source. If it's did we package that? If it's apparently open source. Yeah, that's some more load how I like it. Fix let's go versions to cross boot. Let's try fix go for P32 arch. Just like that, 3 more lines of to do, because obviously package heck font. Yeah, even with that load, 0 delay, 20 parallel, it is not loading my. At least it's not as bloated and computational demanding as Rust. So some failed. Okay, ARM version 6 engine is big fails now, thank you. And MIPS fails now too. Okay, MIPS, we made a mistake, and that's why we tested, right? Even I would have made, like, after all this convoluted nonsense, even I made a mistake. That should happen. That's why the only substitute for testing is more testing, right? Because here we now need MIPS, so this is our arch MIPS. So either we do, yeah, we probably split that too, so that we have MIPS without P32 and MIPS64. The only other thing is we could theoretically check for that. You know what? Okay, let's make it even smarter. Because then we have that for MIPS. And okay, here, where else do we have that? MIPS on MIPS Spark. Is that even correct? Is long? Okay, if that is correct, I'm right now not even sure if that is correct. I hate this. Let's test compile this. So we have an LD Linux x32. Funny that, ah yeah, 32-bit, so yeah, that is a long. Okay, that is, okay, long is 4, that is correct. Good that we double checked it, nothing like. Can never test your shit enough. Then the question is, do we have long architecture? Okay, long is anyway always. Okay, fine, then we cannot optimize it further, because it doesn't matter the most. So MIPS, where else did you, okay, MIPS there, and so then, okay, fine. I thought we can hack this on integer, but whatever. So MIPS 64. Where did it previously fail? It failed for something, right? MIPS probably. Was it MIPS? Where did we? All right, I think it was MIPS, right? MIPS was MIPS. Yeah. Let's double check that. And then the question is, why do the other? It's like, yeah, 2023, you finally thought you, I mean, with the previous version and all the new quirks and stuff, but of course, it still doesn't build for a reason. Okay, MIPS is fixed, and then, okay, that is that. What is with MIPSL? MIPS is probably the same. and MIPS and oops. Don't too much stuff in one terminal. I wanted the error. So this, oh, why does this fail? ARM version. All right, did this not so? What did this whine about? No, ARM, BE. ARM. It says ARM BE here. Go tool this, thank you very much. Which, by the way, I don't like that this extracts in some strange directory. Okay, maybe we I also need to further. I would probably would change that to use our T2 auto extract here and only iterate the other tarballs if they are not primary and only for bootstrapping reasons, but that is for another day. Also, I believe they should be sorted. No, I think the maths, and anyway, that is all stuff for another day. And then I would not create, I would just build in the top level source tier that's already attempted here, but yeah. Small cleanups and optimizations. Here's still some wrapper remove G-dwarf for some reason. Anyway, what did we wanted to look? We wanted to. We wanted actually so ARM EB. Yeah, I'm really not appreciating what is it even ARM version 6 EB. I totally don't appreciate that. I need to fix this obscure language nonsense. What even was the config name? Like that. Paolo says, in case you haven't looked at it yet, you should have seen the set states of Yocto maintenance. That is why, don't delay, try T2, amazing, just working, fixed and maintained with a passion and dedication, highest performance, just raw vanilla, except patched and quirked, and raw vanilla, asterisk, except where patched and needed to even freaking build TM, and otherwise just reasonable, plain vanilla, amazing Linux, right? I mean, there is a reason why our website access and downloads are 1,400 and whatever, previous video percent up. So don't waste your time with other big mega corporations, unsuccessful, tiny little 2000 and 237th Linux distribution. Use the original and use what people maintain with a passion. Like people who actually know what they are freaking doing TM. And not like university dropouts of wherever Intel find their Yocto employees. Anyway, what's going on here for this supposedly supported but not freaking building TM stuff? Temp Go. So it fails. You can't make this shit up. You use what they document to freaking use. Go tool dist unknown go arch. What even did I? Oh, darn, it wasn't. What even was the precise error message? Unknown. I should have. Unknown pointer size. Compile. Unknown architecture for P. Unknown. Unknown go arch here. Crypto. Wait, boring? Is it? Ah, mouse fuckery in 2023. Can't make this shit. Is that here or what? Unknown. Unknown. Oh, no, there's also, wait, unknown go arch. Go arch. So they have different go arches here than they have in this list. If you can have a strange list of arbitrary crap names once, why not have it twice? Known arch? It's like you got to be freaking kidding me. I need this drug that they hand out in the Americas. Now, do they have like at Microsoft and Google and Apple and Facebook, do they have like a vending machine for this kind of drugs you need to like leave me in the comments below. What kind of drug vending machines do you have in American big mega corporations to come up with this? So what do we need? We need apparently AMD 64P32. We need MIPS 64 P32. We need, I mean, I don't support that, but theoretically, apparently, maybe I should get this upstream if it builds to it also. Then I can claim I also patched Google's Go to freaking build TM on, but whatever. So MIPS, okay, they have this there. So MIPS P32LE. Don't blame me for the shit names. Google made them up with whatever drugs they have in their vending machine. AMD64. All right, AMD64. All right. Oh, this is the 3 ones. Another question is with all the many versions we built, how even can we even patch that? Oops. Yeah, look, that is the thing if we don't build with auto extract. Thank you very much. I did not expect that I need to change so much to be able to freaking build it. So auto extract, that means it gets patched. And then if exists, so this is not ideal. Ideal would be by the way, I need to, what time is it? 14. Ideal would be that. This. Because it could, but maybe I don't change it. No, like to do it or whatever. So if it exists, then that, otherwise that, okay. In make for all tar bolts. Okay, maybe I don't change this inbuilt auto extract thing today. I wonder if I can get that to work for now, at least for my Bootstrap, if we cd go. And apply patch files. Of course, this will not work if the other, this should be done differently, but that is for another day. So what did we wanted to build? Big-endian is 2, right? Ah, shit, this big-endian is also in there. Was this also not in there? Did this even apply? Ah, this applies. Yep. Okay, that applies now. Good. And yes, I'm so hardcore, I just hand edit patches ARM. Was it EB? BE? And one more line of patch goodness. Is there a question there? Is there in, hey, it starts to build. The question is, will it freaking work, TM? Which, searching for a big-endian ARM. Actually, I think I have, lo and behold, I believe I have a big-endian ARM board here potentially. Question there, is there an idiot's guide? Also this fails. More unsupported pair of Linux ARM BE. Like, why is it in there if ARM BE, ARM BE. Unsupported Go Arch pair Linux ARM BE. What the heck? For what do they even have all this shit if it doesn't freaking work, TM? Idiot guide. Best share, like, subscribe, watch our videos. Otherwise, my recommendation is, I mean, there's so much to learn. My recommendation, I mean, you cannot just say do this and that. It depends. Are you interested in storage? Are you interested in GPU stuff, graphic, vintage retro game development? So besides share, like, subscribe, and watch all our videos, I always recommend do what you're interested in, right? If you're interested in graphics, look into graphics. If you don't know what, then my recommendation is just look into and try to fix what fails and doesn't work for you. I'm shocked that they have this known architectures that then don't work. Like, for what do they even freaking have that? Why? So I spent a whole bunch of time on shit that anyway doesn't work. Then generate all the files, all the GoArch pairs for a given goose. GoArch pair must be generated on a system with that OS. Is it that one here? Unsupported GoArch pair goose GoArch. Unsupported config GoArch supported CGO goose GoArch goose plus okay config build context compiler GC check goose arch pair if okay goose okay here's config OS supported CGOs OS Arch support CGO OS Arch supports map string CGO here's some stuff. Like, why do they have all this shit all over the place if then they don't freaking support it? Code generated by Go tool this, do not edit? Oh, it's generated, cool. So it's generated from something. I really hate this. The problem is, there's also false stuff, the problem with this generated shit nonsense is always to find out where it's generated. Written, deterministic, build. I don't know what's up with this bloody fucking mouse support. The invention of computers was also really a mistake. Code generated for list string platform range CGO enabled append list platform. What the heck? Where is it coming from? Sort string list append list plot. So that gets dir sort list plot range. Has CGO. Maybe this is some bootstrapping thing. Maybe I leave it like that is what is theoretically required, and because I'm a little bit running out of time for this nonsense. Maybe they run make, set, mk, mark, make. The problem with this is even, what is it now? Mk or make? Like, is it make, is it mark, is it make, set, c, oh. Sus arch. It's like, I mean, it's not the most unreadable stuff. I mean, I've seen worse readable stuff. But, I mean, make, Sus arch. Yeah, I mean, why even document it? Why have it in there when this shit doesn't work? Or I need to build, or after patching it in, I need to rebuild my system Go. Which version do I even have here right now? 125. Where else did I patch it in? Because now I accidentally built some into apparently not this one yet. Okay, let's rebuild my system Go and see if we are super lucky changes already. And if not, then I will skip over this exotic Go configurations for this time. Obviously, shall I subscribe to supporting even more crazy, like wasting my time for Google's unsuccessful tiny little toy hobby language that nobody seriously probably want to use anyway. Yeah, shall I subscribe, GoFundMe, YouTube membership, and all the other good super thanks and chat stuff for me to spend even more time on this nonsense. Let's see if this magically fixes something, maybe, because we patch now more stuff in somewhere. Maybe that's a system compiler has potential support for this nonsense. But if not, I call it a day. We improved it significantly, otherwise builds. Fingers crossed. But yeah, there's only, I mean, the thing is, even the 1 hour long YouTube videos, 1 hour. Okay, this shit still doesn't work. I mean, it starts to build some toolchain Bootstrap stuff there. Yeah. But okay, let's rebuild everything. Probably only the 2 or 3 fail. Plus, okay, let's see how many still fail. And here it's ridiculous. What else did I miss in the comments? Someone writes L. Did I forget an L somewhere? What are my good questions there? What are my current thoughts on state of Novo? Nvidia feels incentive. Why might Nvidia feel incentivized to severely stunt Novo's progress? My thoughts on Nvidia are don't buy it. It always was an extremely hostile, open source hostile, and in general not friendly company. Their superiority is greatly overstated. The problem is, I mean, even it's also ridiculous, right? On one hand, they say everything needs to cryptographically sign, and you can't load our firmware, like you can't load our own firmware that we load ourselves into the Windows card. They certainly also cripple They probably use that firmware to cripple features and performance and stuff for consumer SKUs and stuff. But then on the other hand, they give allegedly my neighbor, der Bauer here in Berlin, as this other YouTuber, allegedly he has some tools, was it? I believe the saying is, and maybe he said it in some video. So my overclocking neighbor here allegedly has some tool to edit and load unsigned performance and frequency BIOS curves or whatever, but the open source developers can't for decades write a proper driver because, oh, the secrecy and our IP and whatnot. So yeah, don't buy it. It historically was not that but significantly better performing. Of course, on Windows, yes, the AMD drivers or ATI drivers might at times not be on par, or often it's just the Nvidia Windows drivers were more performant or whatnot. But I don't buy something from companies who for decades show open source developers a finger, so my finger also goes to Nvidia. Unfortunately, they are of course multi-dollar billionaires for overcharging everything for. I mean, also the prices, right? Previously, a nice graphic card was hundreds of euros, and now with Nvidia's price hike and the pandemic and short supply, I mean, also the short supply ended, right? The pandemic mostly ended, and Nvidia still charging all the Windows gamers through the nose. So in general, not good vibes with Nvidia. Just avoid, like similar to vendors that ship crappy operating systems like Microsoft. Just avoid them, right? Don't buy Microsoft shit, don't buy Nvidia shit. And when they start to behave and like, I would in general say, also other people, other new Linux users who do not have this history and give a shit about how open stuff is, just buying it. And I would say hardware documentation, I said this before and I will say it forever, hardware documentation should not be intellectual property whatnot. This should be open for everyone, similar to the S3 Verge and Voodoo and ATI and mostly Matrox of the day. If you buy hardware, overpriced hardware for you, you should be able, similar to a car, it should not be intellectual property to change your oil, to swap an engine, to upgrade your gearbox or install a turbocharger. And yes, car analogies and stuff, but they should supply, they should be forced, there should be actually law to supply schematics like similar to right to repair, so that computer scientists, even not only hobbyists, but like computer scientists in universities, why do we not have more amazing operating systems? Because for decades, vendors like Nvidia, but also others, even Intel for whatnot or SCSI controllers, like for decades, they hinder computer scientists to write outstanding operating systems because they treat interfacing their hardware with your own operating system, like Linux BSD or Haiku, L4 microkernel, other even more amazing stuff, like it's a security threat, when the only security threat are actually their closed source BIOSes and Windows drivers that usually have the most security vulnerabilities. Now I reloaded my YouTube stuff. Anyway, more comments. What else do we have here? So yeah, ARM. So as expected, the stuff that we expected to fail failed. Amazing as well. So yeah, everything else builds except the stuff that is strange, that we configured now correctly, but Google doesn't have enough drugs for it to work. So yeah. Then let's continue all of the other build here. So that would be build all. There's not as many threads and maybe a tiny little bit of delay, just a little bit on the safe side. So more comments while we wait for our build to finalize. Plant obsolescence is part of it. I think it's also mostly it's control. It's also I mean, of course, it's a little bit hindering normal users to unlock cores, compute cores and stuff. I mean, in general, it is silly, right? Actually, it would be cheaper for Nvidia if an open source developer also hates their binary-only driver, right? All sane open source developers, be it kernel, graphics stack, or KDE GNOME desktop environment, everyone hates binary-only drivers if your stuff randomly crashes and you can't debug it or improve it to work properly with Wayland, right? Thank you, Nvidia. Thanks for nothing. And it would actually be cheaper for Nvidia to just have given open source developers proper register level chip programming documentation decades ago and not having to do their own Linux driver themselves and rather rely on open source volunteer and people employed at Red Hat, SUSE or the Linux Foundation to do a proper driver how we want it. And then we could also long have used it amazing on the PS3, right? Previous video there. So it's not necessarily, I mean, on Windows you can use the hardware forever, right? With, I mean, even on Linux with old binary drivers, but it's more like control and at least on Windows. I mean, even, yeah. Left Arch Linux users to patch it out for all our GPUs that start Nvidia drivers, 740. What questions there? What OS do we use? We use our own operating system, right? We use what we develop, so we use, of course, our own operating system, developed, curated, perfected for 25 years live on this channel. We run T2, just amazing Linux on the Steam Deck. I'm live streaming from a Steam Deck, thin client like that up. So we run this natively here and there, like T2, amazing. Just, I mean, you would not want something lesser, right? We use it there, we run it on an ARM, we run it on RISC-V, we run it on UltraSpark, we run it on more architectures than probably nearly all, most if not all other Linux developers from vintage and retro, Spark, PowerPC, ARM, RISC-V, Super H, our workstation, our server, Power 8, PowerPC 64, Little Endian, Big Endian, SG Octane, we got you covered, you name it. Previous video, the last Linux distribution you will ever need, TM. And more people happy finally catching for this. That's that amazing. So we have more stuff to build, so the other stuff will probably, yeah, we can start to commit this. We have, as per usual, right, also this was very clever. Now we have one Tmux running there. It's like, yeah, just a little bit low, just how we like it. More can never. By the way, do we? Let's maybe. And we run it here, right? You need know. I for 25 years I never, like every other operating system, be it Windows, Mac OS, or other Linux versions, are less stable, less performant, and usually more buggy. So why should I give other people money for a less stellar? I mean, yeah. Anyway, Tmux. More Tmux. The only substitute for Tmux is more Tmux. As usual, we develop fixes. Like, I just the last days I significantly flushed fixes from my working copy. I probably it's like, okay, let's commit this here. So like so. What did we got here? So let's be professionals, as we usually are. know what, I could be also more professional today and position this window so that the first line is not clipped like it often is, and I don't need to fiddle around with something of that sort. That's amazing, huh? What some window positioning can do for your broadcasting stream. Further prefixed. Ah! Whatever, it's good enough. Then patch that again. Add this hotfix patch here. Actually, you know what? Let's name it slightly. Hotfix Arch. What was the name of this? Arch Zoo or? Okay, go Arch. Hotfix Go Arches, so Go Arch, whatever. Yeah, whatever. That needs further work for not applying to other versions, but that is for another day. Start bootstrapping P32 and PE arches. So, yeah. Did MIPSL did build right? Maybe we can grab from MIPSL and see where it's missing in there. Yeah. More common skeleton. Good funny last. Alright. You're just like Last Miles. I have no idea what Last Miles is. Who or what? Downdated and actually bootstrap version. Yeah, if you're into Go, you probably want to update that. So, any other changes? So we have quite some 175 load of building some shit. That's how we're doing it, right? We need to live stream 4K for that to be readable. And then I had some stuff. How do we do that? Maybe in all of desk, cut delimiter field, unique div, oops, that unique that. Added there some more, not AVR32. Okay. hotfix nan for Spark times year 2038-ish. Whatever. So here we have some other architectures. Oops, what's that? What have I done? This couple of more packages for LVR32, some old abundant architectures that we don't need, LVM, WireGuard, and INI-H4. Otherwise, we are fully loaded now that we stopped over this Go nonsense. What more do we have here? All right, some other. Okay, we don't. What was that? glibc. What did I do here? All right, this was that stuff. All right, that we can delete. Oops. What? Ugh. What is with? Okay, BD. Open risk. Okay, let's do the same with open risk. Okay, we have more of that later. What else is failing? Except Google's failing Go. Failing RISC-V S2. Yeah, RISC-V, it's ridiculous. What should I say? Variable size may not be initialized except for... Like, why is this, or is it... Do we have an overlay? What the heck? Or is that an old kernel header? Where is it coming from? Where is that? Is that the only error? Why is this only failing for... variably modified QMask at file scope? What the heck even? I have no even variably modified QMask at file scope. Probably something breaks, something else. I guess some generating of something fails. Like for all other architectures, it builds, just not for, like, why does it build for RISC-V 64-bit? But no, whatever. Let's put the RISC. Did I not? Ah, right. Did I build Spark already, or? So this is. But why is it? Probably is it atomics or? It's atomics, but doesn't work yet. I thought I had their atomics arch 32. Yep, we add that. Strange. Not that we would need CMake on a Spark 32. HPPA, why is this failing? Huh? Do we build an older kernel for some reason? Did we not do away with it? Was there a I mean, once upon a time we couldn't build a newer kernel, but did I not fully fix that? What's going on with our claim fails building? So GCC fails. Okay, I think I've seen that previously. We can also skip over that. So theoretically this needs to be fixed. Okay, we need to somehow YOLO GCC. Okay, that is to do worthy. Hack or fix GCC. Build with cling. Yeah, whatever. I'll fix it. Yeah, and obviously we run the best and last Linux distribution you need also on Hewlett-Packard Precision RISC architecture. So that starts building. We will see soon. Also coffee. Maybe I should make larger portions of coffee than espresso. Nobody giving a dime today for refilling coffee beans. That is unfortunate and disappointing. What else do we have here? More comments wondering how you get a device to initialize a GPU in Linux. Been trying to get a Spark server to launch a Wayland environment with a PCIe. No output from the GPU in Linux though. Yeah, you need the kernel driver, right? You need, in general it can work. Of course other people on ARM-64 or ARM have also their challenges. Even on Apple silicon ARM-64 it does not work very well, or not at all. Or does not work very well unless you patch around there. There can be multiple things, starting from usually but that is a topic for, I mean, yeah, we can probably shortly talk about this while we watch our build. So usually the video BIOS initializes the card in a x86 PC, or if you have a PowerPC or a Spark or HPPA RISC specific card, they have their specific code, either on open firmware, usually F code, fourth code, or other native code. Some systems like some Itaniums and some or all DEC, no, not all DEC alphas, but some DEC alphas and maybe all or at least some Intel IA-64 Itaniums have firmware support to emulate x86 code that usually is in x86 PC, good old-fashioned BIOS VRAMs. So that x86, otherwise x86 video cards can post, power on, self-test and initialize video, usually at least, on DEC Alpha and Itanium. But you do not need that if you don't need boot graphic. But then the Linux kernel driver needs to be so full-featured that the Linux kernel or otherwise operating system driver on BSD or Haiku or stuff like that can fully initialize the card. Historically, a lot of drivers like Matrox or S3, Verge, or whatever, such drivers are often programmed so because usually 99% of the time on normal systems, the video BIOS already initializes the card, so it is not a guarantee that any in-kernel driver is initializing each and every exotic bit in the hardware, be it a video card or a SCSI controller, to fully initialize and work. So it only works for Linux drivers or Linux or other operating system, BSD, Haiku drivers that can fully initialize each and every bit of the card, like memory controller, like maybe memory, on modern cards, maybe memory training needs to be done. But even on old cards, like S3 Verge, the memory clock registers need to be set correctly anyway, or width or type, like SDRAM or WRAM, like, or there was WRAM or Rambus RAM or whatnot. So yeah, that needs to be, and then, but that's not all. It also, the PCI subsystem, for example, I couldn't get any card initialized on an SG Optane or SGI Origin 200, I believe, previous video. Your system otherwise needs to be fully functional PCI bus, and for example on ARM, and also support all memory mappings. For example, I believe Apple Silicon is missing support for certain memory ordering guarantees, so that modern high performance drivers do actually not work stable if the Apple Silicon or other such ARM or Sun Spark Silicon is actually not being able to provide mapping of memory without cache combining and stuff. So with certain memory ordering guarantees, like total store ordering, so that stores are appearing on the PCI bus in the order the driver intended and not some high performance reorganized stuff. So for example, if you write memory or other clock registers or other such registers, if the driver writes like register A, B, C, D, that may be in certain points of areas, a modern out of order high performance CPU and cache subsystem might reorder those, and that often usually is not allowed to happen, right? So maybe it did not work for either initialization missing or other memory ordering stuff. Although Spark probably has certain mappings of like mapping that uncached or with total store ordering or and so on and so forth, not right combining and so on and so on. So the details are complex, reasons might be multiple, and then plus whatever. Plus, of course, endianness, right? If maybe the driver is not written clean enough and only works accidentally on little endian, and your Spark system is big endian, so yeah. It is recognized in Linux, yeah, it's recognized on the PCI bus, assuming I have to manually initialize open firmware didn't. Again, the driver would do that. If the driver is not doing it, probably you probably would need to further debug and develop the driver to more fully initialize the card. But that is certainly a more. Which card, by the way, did you try to plug in there? I wanted to. Which do you have? A person who uses Linux. Have you been previously on this channel? Did you? Because someone had. What did someone else? Someone else had a T4. Which? You say Spark. Which Spark server do you even have there? T4-2 or RX 550? Okay. For modern cards, by the way, you need kernel floating point support, which until recently only x86 and PowerPC provided. And I patched into RISC-V, and so I was the first to get a modern RDNA 2 card work on RISC-V. That was in some mass media. Only now, 2.5 years later, Sci-Fi 5.5 is patching this kernel floating point support because the AMD display controller code is using floating point code. So, but that is not that. Okay, Sun T4-2. RX. I mean, it might be PCI bus trickery. It might be cache and other write combine hackery. It might be big-endian. On RISC-V that worked. So such a card, I had a similar card on RISC-V, but RISC-V is also a little endian. So on RISC-V it worked. Older Radeon cards also worked on PowerPC. But yeah, you probably see in dmask. I mean, maybe you also didn't have the driver compiled, right? There's the reason. Did you use T2? Which Linux did you use? Did you use T2 amazing just working TM Linux, or did you use, maybe you don't even, did you had a driver compiled for that. Maybe the driver was missing entirely. First thing to check. Otherwise, you probably can see from the dmask approximately what might be the reason, right? Depending on what kind of initially, like if it starts to initialize from the kind of errors a educated IT person or developer could already determine what approximately might be the area of failure. Like if it's failing on ring buffer, on and stuff. Yeah. Could already give some clue, like do some mapping fails to other ring buffer, write command buffer stuck and stuff. Yeah, maybe download. I uploaded a new potentially amazing ISO, so you could test the latest ISO, right? For Spark 64, I uploaded a test ISO that hopefully I didn't break it last minute, otherwise 2310 here of this new Spark test ISO, if you wanted to give that a try. So what else? Other stuff, builds, systems, recurrently a little bit loaded. If you are a company and find this content and work amazing, hardware donations would also be amazing. Some epic thread-ripping, high core Intel or even ARM Ampere system certainly could help with our embarrassingly parallel load of 208 for this highly multi-threaded, high caffeine, higher intellect content. That's probably it for this live stream. We finished some stuff, but yeah, no matter how much time you pour into this nonsense, there's always some more stuff that fails. Speaking of, so that was Spark 64. I'm just skipping over that. There's shall I subscribe, right? The more you shall subscribe, Patreon, YouTube membership, and all the other good stuff the more I can fix. Otherwise, I sometimes skip over stuff I don't personally need. Like, what was it? Spark 64. There, and yeah, I have actually on my to-do to plug in a PCI graphic card into my Sun T4-1 sometime soon. And don't forget to subscribe to miss that video. So, builds going strong. Let's use this moment to check WebKit GTK. Most likely there's a new version that we didn't package yet. To tune as if I would have. Oh, that is significantly newer. But that's it really then for what did I post there even? Lego meme stickers. So, more Discord fun. Prego 120, logo on something. Yeah, okay, no tech, amazing that you follow. Happy for more patches to patch that further to fully build. And then, hey, look at this build finished. All the other stuff also looks good. I guess I'm probably simply overlooked deleting this HPPA. I mean, okay, you know what, let's be professionals and actually wait for this build to finish. Can't be that long. What else failed here of all this failing nonsense? A little bit multitasking. Yeah, but we're getting there. And this time we will finally release it, because obviously that's long overdue and we fix so many things here daily. The only thing is now how many? So probably nearly none WebKit GTK cross-compiled are. Wow, ADM looks. Did any of those even build? Actually, some build. Interesting. Wow. HPPA with WebKit GTK build. Kidding me. What? Itanium WebKit GTK build. What? It's nearly like WebKit. It's nearly like Itanium support. It's actually quite decent shape. Surprise Spark. Let's. HPPA, remove GTK. You know that your system is busy when deleting from a SSD takes so long. Itanium Spark 64. It's a RAID 0 NVMe. It's a RAID 0 PCIe 4, and it's that slow. So that is. Did I Itanium? That is how loaded this is, right? Load of a mere 227. It's probably fine. Of course, you can probably only do that with T2 high performance and unbroken high-end Linux. I mean, wouldn't try that on your broken Oracle Linux or some stuff like that. Let's see if this new version still builds like for Itanium. And then call it a day. WebKit GTK. WebKit. Was it that name, right? WebKit GTK. Oh, this machine is a little bit hopelessly loaded. No, RISC-V WebKit GTK also failed. Yep, that's a little bit slowish. How to deturbo your system by embarrassingly parallel compile 30 plus architecture combinations with 96 gigs of memory when Ryzen an epic thread-ripping Ryzen 7950X with 96 gigs of memory, liquid-cooled, overclocked, undervolted, PBO boosting, and RAID 0 NVMe PCIe 4 SSDs are not enough. Let's see if they have new, somehow each other version they introduce a new. It's like, yeah, now how to make a Ryzen 750X appear like an Ultra Spark alive here on this channel, right? Or an Itanium. It's like, okay, performance test, it's looking good. I probably need to check with data why it doesn't want to update WebKit GTK for some reason. So far, so good. Fingers crossed. I'm surprised nobody today donated some super thanks for all these efforts of keeping all this stuff building. Okay, so did we finally configure testing the heck out of it? Of course, you can also simply choose all our nice hoodies that are higher quality than this €9 Spanish low quality thing here. But hey, nobody shares, likes, and subscribes enough. If you want it, I can afford my own hoodie. Super thanks. Ah, here, Peakbugs. Oh, this is still building, amazing. For men and women and everyone in between, kids and babies, t-shirts for warm and cold, hackers and those who still wanna become, and unisex hoodie here. Click, save. That's it for this video. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed it and learned something. Have fun on your devices. A good day or night. And I hope to see you soon for all the next fun bug fixes and release party to come.